My name's Marcus Sorour and I'm Chief Storyteller here at Waggener Edstrom Johannesburg. We've been around for 3 years in South Africa and 30 years in total. And what we help clients do is connect communications to sales, and we focus on two areas specifically: technology and social innovation, which is a term that we use that really encompasses NGO work, so non-governmental organizations, government work, and CSR work.
So Marcus, what's your take on paid media?
Well, I think on the African continent it's a really interesting question, because paid means different things to different people. So for example, dependent on business norms and social norms, in Nigeria, for example, if you want to be interviewed for TV or radio, it has to be paid for. Same thing with the blog. So that's very different from South Africa, of course. So specifically digital media, I think it can't be seen as a standalone, at least paid digital media. It needs to be part of a 360-degree integrated communication mix. And that's really talking about paid, earned, and owned, and not to forget direct-to-consumer like events. If you can get those four areas, paid, earned, owned, and direct, right, you've got a really compelling offering. I don't think paid digital media works by itself.
Why do you think it's so important to have an integrated approach?
Because from a business perspective, you understand first of all what your business need is. Then you look at the target audience, and specifically in South Africa, where the target audience is so fragmented, not everyone is online. You need to look at how they operate, what they think, what they consume, and it's essential that it's an integrated mix. It's not traditional versus digital. And I think a lot of people talk to that. It's about how, if you're trying to reach a target audience, you can reach them through a number of types of media. And digital, of course, is here, and it's here to stay. It's not new. I mean, it's part of the mix, but it's not just one part of the mix. So hopefully I answered your question there.
Is anyone locally getting it right?
South Africans, are world class. We've done incredible creative work. I can think of great integrated campaigns, such as recently Mike, who's you've interviewed as part of this series. He did around Pinterest and Nando's, and that's a good example. I think though in South Africa there are too many people that still think in silos, and I think that's very dangerous. And I think there has to be a creative element to everything you do, and digital is a big part of that. So you wouldn't just do banners by themselves, but you need to look at what the client's trying to achieve, map that to their business objectives, and then map that to their target audience, and then look at an integrated approach. And banners might be part of that, or maybe not. It really depends.
Are banners the go-to channel for marketers?
I think in isolation, if you had to just do banner adverts as part of a campaign to drive traffic to, say, an e-commerce portal, I think that would be very dangerous, and it would be, if an agency is looking at that, it would be very poor form to give that sort of advice and counsel to a client. And I think there are clients out there that just don't get it, so they trust people. So I think it's really important to look at what that client's trying to achieve, and look at banners possibly might be an option, or maybe not. We're working with a client right now, has an e-commerce site, and yes, banners form part of that, but there are many other different areas, from example, going to events, to PR, right through to meeting influencers that play in that space, that could talk about this company and make sure that the right people are going to their website.
This interview was brought to you by the OfferForge Advertising Network. See what we can do for you. Visit us on www.OfferForge.com.